Okay, guys, it's me, and I am doing a, you probably guessed it, a creepypasta video. Now, these are the elements of a good creepypasta and the do's and don'ts of creepypasta. If you want to make a popular creepypasta, one way people do it is put as much gore in it as possible, but that's not necessarily the case. I've read some really good creepypastas that were they got me shaking, and they weren't gory at all, or they were there was very little gore, and what made that happen is the story itself, the plot line, the thought behind it. So writing a good creepypasta has to make you think. It has to cater to that little voice in the back of your mind. What else is there? What is beyond the reaches of a normal person? You see this in creepypastas like Tiny Terry, in which there's hardly any there's hardly any gore in that. Simply all it is she's herself is terrified, and she's fearing for herself, and when she dies she just makes that assumption that everyone else is like that. They need to get rid of them. Or Tiki Toby. This one's a very popular one. Tiki Toby, he's just a kid. He's a normal kid. He was bullied every day. He was in high school. He had his whole life planned out. But then everything just went bad when his sister died, and his his dad abused him, and he had to get rid of him, and this was the only way he could think of. This is what he had to do. If his dad was just let out, he could trick another family and abuse them. He didn't want that to happen to anyone else. He didn't want anyone else to have the life that he had, so he killed his father and then killed himself. Or what you don't see. What you don't see, well, you have to read it in order for it to make sense. But it's just. And another one, Russian sleep experiment. A lot of people just like this for the gore. It's not just the gore that makes it good. It's not just the gore that makes people want to read it. It's what makes people want to read it is that voice in the back of their head. This is what you are. This is what we all are. Now, the don'ts of creepypasta are a weak plot line, like Jeff the Killer. Jeff the Killer is a terrible creepypasta, but just listen to my reasoning behind this. Jeff the Killer is a normal kid. He's he just moved into town, and already he's being bullied. Sensible enough, right? This is gonna go good. Really he's gonna be a good creepypasta. But then it keeps going. The kids that bully him get their hands on guns. How do they get guns? They're junior high students. How are they going to get that stuff? How? Just on earth. And then, I get it. He was bleached and burned. That made his skin white. But wouldn't the fire completely burn his hair off and not just make it all black? Wouldn't that smile eventually heal, or wouldn't he die from blood loss from the smile? Too many plot holes. Why didn't anyone do anything when they saw the fight coming up? When people were dying? Hyper realistic blood. This is really something that has been over exaggerated many, many times in many, many creepypastas. Sonic.exe, Squidward's suicide. Hi, he's right here. You know, cartoon creepypastas in general. You know, it, like they use it too much, just absolutely too much. And this next one, this these are some neutral creepypastas that you know that really they're good, but they're also terrible at the same time. Slenderman. He's scary. Yes, he is terrifying. If I saw Slenderman, I would run for my life. But he has just been over exaggerated. He has gotten too big of a fandom. I mean, he wasn't even the first creepypasta. And the fact that they put him to look after Jeff is insane. Because Jeff was written in 2006, Slenderman was created in 2009. But another thing is the fact that Der Ritter and Der Groberman, not even Slenderman, those images were photoshopped. Sally is really like it just. But doesn't this happen a lot? Like it's just essentially exaggerate. It's just a normal old story about a young girl who gets harassed by her uncle and ends up being killed by her uncle. This happens a lot. I mean, it is a big deal. It's a horrible thing to do, but it's nothing special. And then Sonic.exe. Eh. Ben drowned. Is what I meant to say. I was thinking Game Pastas and then Sonic.exe. But Ben drowned. He's okay. He he could simply be described as a hacked game, or it was obviously a bootleg. It was sure to. How do they know that the old man didn't program the game to be like that? Um, Now these are some creepy pastas that have a good aspect and a bad aspect. Laughing Jack. His origin story is awesome, okay? I love his origin story. But his canon story, the one that everyone read before the origin story came out, that one just made no sense. They bought a dog, and then the next day the dog was killed. God, what is the writer of this? Stephen Moffat bringing in a character and just using it as a plot device? And it's horrendous. Okay. Lost Silver. Again, it could be just like Ben Drowned. It could be a bootleg that was programmed to be weird. But it's also creepy, you know? Squidward's suicide. It's horrible. But when I first read it, it made my heart race. It made me scared. And this actually, it takes place around the time that there was a shortage of SpongeBob episodes, which makes you think, did Nickelodeon really do this? Eyeless Jack. I just need to think about this one for a second. You see a man over your face holding a knife and wearing a mask that is dripping a strange blue liquid. How is the first thing you do? Take a picture? And how would he get it out, switch it to the camera, and take a picture fast enough in order to not be killed? And I'd imagine the first thing he did was yell, "Oh shit!" and then kick the guy in the face and get the crap out of there. Nope. Take a picture. Now, the best creepypasta that I myself have ever read in the history of creepypastas is honestly Candle Cove. Because it just makes, no matter how much these two people discuss it and discover more about the show and how creepy and demented it is, the strangest bit of evidence doesn't even come from them. It comes from the parents. After discussing this horrendous and terrifying show, they discover that when they thought they were watching Candle Cove, they were staring at a blank screen for 30 minutes. In a trance. Not moving, not blinking, hardly even breathing. It was just a static screen. Nothing. Just an empty channel. So guys, that wraps up my creepypasta do's and don'ts. The best creepypastas I've read, worst creepypastas I've read, and most neutral creepypastas I've read. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, etc. I will put down a list of creepypastas that you should definitely read in the description. And I'm out. Peace.